views expressed during this program are not necessarily those of Wise Q95 FM radio. Wise Q95 FM radio has not been able to independently verify the factual correctness or the allegations and statements made during the course of this program and cannot vouch for their accuracy. Therefore, Wise Q95 FM radio will not accept any responsibility or liability for the statements or allegations made in the course of this program. Just received Able Farm evaporated milk, delicious and nutritious, rich and creamy. Perfect for all uses. For drinking, for tea, coffee, cocoa, punches, juices, cooking, baking, ice pops, and ice cream, and everything else. Prices start as low as $1.55 per can. Able Farm evaporated milk. Available in two varieties, each in two sizes of cans. Able Farm evaporated milk. Available wholesale and retail at Esar Trading Limited. That milk nice, boy. Esar Trading Limited, making a difference for you.
Milky milk, milky milk, milky milky milk.
Dominica, get ready. The most elegant all-white charity event of the independent season is back. White Sunset in 2025. Join the Dominica Sipocol Alumni Association on Wednesday, October the 22nd at Kaimamaware Castle Comfort for an unforgettable evening of music, culture, networking, and giving back from 5 p.m. until 2 a.m. It's the LinkedIn event of the year with all proceeds supporting the community. Dress in all white with a touch of Creole flair. Tickets available locally at Deepex, Bullseye, and OptiShop. See you there.
The New India Insurance Company has reopened its doors in Portsmouth, offering the same great services you get in Roseau. Motor vehicle insurance, home and business owners, fire and related perils, public liability, and so much more. Come, visit us today for insurance with a personal touch on Bay Street, Portsmouth, or call us at 445-4023. We are ready to serve you.
In the Caribbean, flash floods are common, making it essential for communities to develop strong emergency plans. Vulnerable groups like persons living with disabilities are often left unprotected during these events. To prevent this, both citizens and policymakers must prioritize climate mitigation and adaptation efforts to ensure the safety of all, especially the most at risk. Prête-moi tes oreilles. Let's all unite, ensuring that no one gets left behind in times of disaster. Be proactive and do the right thing.
Dominica, our first stop is with Flo, Dominica. But I can guarantee you, don't touch that dial. The chief election officer has made one pastor very angry. Very angry. We'll hear about that and more after we talk to Flo. You know, there are some every time around this time, they have some very important announcements. So let's listen to Flo now.
Loyalty pays back. That's why we're rewarding our customers with $400 in vouchers. That's like 5 months of your mobile bill back in your pocket. Simply add mobile to your current home internet plan and claim your $400 in rewards today. Loyalty pays back. That's how we keep your rhythm flowing.
All right. Good afternoon to Francine. How you doing this afternoon?
Hello.
I see you supporting independence.
Yes. I did mention it's one of my favorite seasons, Matt.
Really? Why?
So, of course. I love the food. Come on, the music, the culture, the dressing. Of course, I do. You don't?
I prefer eat crab at home.
Okay. And I can, for obvious reasons, right?
Of course.
For sure. And I mean, nothing is better than a home cooked meal. But what I will add is that we do have some amazing vendors
yes.
who really, really, really do an amazing job in preparing, just not just the crab, but the other local dishes. But I'm excited, Matt. It's Independence season. Saying good afternoon to all our customers in waiting, those at our retail locations, transacting, with us this afternoon. Saying good afternoon to our team as well. And of course, to the listeners of Q95 Radio. You mentioned that it's going to be a hot afternoon, and I know you're bringing the heat, Matt. So I really want to encourage everyone, to tell somebody else that Matt is on. But most importantly, we're starting off with the excitement at Flow Dominica. Of course, it's the Independence season.
And Flow is always hot too.
It's always hot. There's always something happening, and we're always doing what is right for our customers, rewarding them in the best ways. And this season is like no other. It's all about 47 reasons to smile, Matt, as we celebrate 47 years of independence. And a lot of persons, they're asking one thing: what can I get from Flow? How can I benefit? Every season, it's about giving to our customers and encouraging persons to join the Flow family, the Flow network. Of course, the tongue is buzzing. The visitors are here. You can feel it. You can hear it. And of course, one of the things that we do want to remind them is to get your SIM cards today. So as we speak, our teams are on the bayfront because, of course, I'm really happy that we actually have one of the ships coming in, the ferry. So it's coming in with a trip. We know we've had some challenges over the past few days with persons trying to get in via that medium, but we're happy.
Everybody wants to be in Dominica.
Everybody. It's a place to be. There's nowhere else that you should be. And if you're not in Dominica, you need to ensure that you tune in so you don't miss a bit. But Flow is here to keep you connected straight from the airport, straight from the ferry terminal. So, of course, if you're coming in, you get a SIM card, of course, at 50% off. And that's a special for the visitors.
50% off.
So it's only $10.
I should get my other passport then.
Pull it out, Matt. But that's a different topic for a different day. We're not talking passports. But Matt, we really want to make sure that we keep them connected throughout the season. So only $10 gets you a SIM card so that you're connected. You could go live. You could share the experiences, share the food with those who weren't able to make it. We want to keep you connected. And of course, as the leading telecoms provider, we're really happy to extend this offer to all our diasporans and first-time visitors to Dominica as they come to enjoy Independence 2025. Of course, I'm also happy, Matt, that the sun is out. Yesterday was quite rainy. Nonetheless, we were happy to support TV Lash Creole. And every year we get the same question. Okay, and I'm going to clarify. No, there's not Creole in the park. After so many years, Matt.
TV Lash Creole.
Yes, people are still asking about Creole in the park, and we're happy for it. It means that we did make a mark into the hearts and the minds of the people. But at the same time, T Village is here, and we've committed to supporting T Village every year. So we're supporting this year. Of course, we're really happy for the sunshine today, so that more persons can come out and enjoy the vibe. The vendors are nicely set up. Of course, this year there's a special feature of the bees. So you have to experience that, Matt. It's really interesting. They give you everything that you need to know about. Is it a bee coming to say hello?
Some good news.
So the bee segment is really nice, a really good addition. And the team is working really hard to bring forth this event. So if you missed yesterday, you need to come in today, tomorrow, and Thursday to enjoy everything that T Village has to offer. And again, the Flow team is at the park. So if you miss us at the airport, if you miss us at the ferry terminal, you need to come to the park because you can still get your $10 SIM promotion to all the visitors who wants to stay connected. Now, talking to our customers and our customers in waiting, the ad said it all. We are rewarding our customers, right? So when you continue to sign up, you switch to Flow, you get rewarded. When you sign up for broadband, you get tickets to your favorite events. So some of the events has passed, like Rise and Wine, but there's still Independence Gopal, there's still White Sunset, there's still the World Creole Music Festival that you can get tickets for. And our customers will bundle. And bundle is when you add mobile to internet. So you bring the two onto one account. And of course, you also get a $400 reward. So we're outside, literally. We'll be at the events, we'll be at the fets, we're bringing the services to you. So you don't have to scratch your head on how do I get to a Flow location. You simply need to be at the event and we're there with you. We're also giving our customers and customers in waiting the opportunity to get tickets to these events as well.
Really?
So you could fetch with Flow. You could fetch with Flow. And remember, you're getting a $400 value, Matt, when you bundle. So guess what? You could take a Saturday night ticket for $200. You could take $100 fuel, so you could roll with Flow, and you take another 100. So you could buy some ingredients and you cook up a pot.
Oh, so
Compliments Flow.
what do I have to do to get in
You
that?
simply need to add mobile to internet, bundle your services, and our existing customers. Because I know somebody's saying, again.
Nothing for me.
What there's in it for you is that we're rewarding every existing customers. You're with Flow, you've been connected with Flow, and big up our existing customers, Alista Irish and all the others, Blue, big them up, for sticking with Flow and choosing us as your telecoms provider of choice. But of course, when you tell others to join the family, you get $100 reward for every single person who subscribes to Flow.
Somebody's asking me, do you have discounts on phones?
Yes, we do as well. We have our handsets. Again, you could get a handset through the promotion. So when you bundle, you could get a handset for free, right? Which is the value exchange, or you could get it for 50% off. So you get a handset for only $200 if you add internet. Or, of course, when you're porting, when you sign up for prepaid, you get discounts on handsets. It's based on the handset that you want. The team would be happy to tell you. And you can get your handsets at the park as well. So you don't need to feel bothered to make your way to a Flow office. You simply need to visit TV Lash Creole, and you can get your SIM cards, you can get your handsets, you could get your prizes, you could get whatever you need from the Flow team right there in the park. So we're bringing the services to you this independent season. Remember, $10, only $10 gets you a prepaid SIM so you could stay connected throughout the season. And remember, you can fet with Flow. You simply need to sign up for internet, get yourself free tickets, free fuel, free appliances, free groceries, and so much more. Matt, we're going to take a quick break before we wrap up, before you get into the heat.
Before we get into the heat, now let's do this and come back. I think you need some water this time.
Okay.
It's too hot for coffee.
Loyalty pays back. That's why we're rewarding our customers with $400 in vouchers. That's like 5 months of your mobile bill back in your pocket. Simply add mobile to your current home internet plan and claim your $400 in rewards today. Loyalty pays back. That's how we keep your rhythm flowing.
It's in the feeling and how we talk. It's in the meaning and our spot. It is the thing that sets us apart. Who we are. Cause the rhythm like is one thing. Together going strong. No matter what we keep them going. Before we go home. It's up in the sky. Celebrating, come let your rhythm flow. It's in the feeling and how we talk. It's in the meaning and our spot. It is the thing that sets us apart. Who we are. Cause the rhythm like is one thing. Together going strong. No matter what we keep them going. Before we go home. It's up in the sky. Celebrating, come let your rhythm flow.
Back to you, friends.
Yes, come let your rhythm flow. So again, if you're now tuning in, we're just talking Independence 2025 2025 and all the amazing things that Flow is doing for you. The important thing is that we're bringing the services to you again. So we've been sponsoring, some signature events every year. And this year is like no other. So TV Lash Creole is on up to the 23rd. So you can't miss out on that action. Of course, one of the classiest events of the season, White Sunset, is on tomorrow. And the team will be there as well. And Thursday, it's pure bacchanal at Independence Gopal on the Newtown Savannah. Big up Danger Dane one time. And of course, the C4Call alumni for bringing you the White Sunset. We have TV Village, as I said, it's happening at the Botanical Gardens. And one of the first tents that you will see upon entry is the Flow tents. So you need to ensure that you go there to get all your communication needs, top of $20 or more, and you get to win tickets or you get instant prizes from the team. Only $10 gets you a SIM card. So even if you're connected to Flow, you need to get your friends and family on. So the auntie, the uncle, the cousin who is visiting for the season, get them a SIM card. Only $10. And that includes, of course, a 3-day plan to keep you connected, giving you the best value, powered by the best network, because you don't want to lose persons in the park and you can't connect to them. You don't want to be able to miss out on anything online. And for those of you who prefer to go live, our content creators, you need to ensure that you have your data, your calls, and everything you need to stay in the midst, and of course to bring forth, to the outer world, everything happening in Dominica. Matt, before we close, always exciting things. One of the things that I'm most excited about, happiest about, is our WhatsApp channel. So a lot of our customers have been saying, sometimes they don't like the time it may take to go through customer care online, and that number remains active. But we realize that our customers need a quicker option. Okay. So I'm happy to say that we're now live on WhatsApp. So you could connect with us on WhatsApp. Of course, you simply need to add our number. It's 285-3569. Ensure that you add the number so you could stay connected with us. Ensure that you don't miss a bit. And everything that you would do through customer care, you could actually do that through our WhatsApp number. So if you need to get information, your account, a particular bill, whatever it is, you could do so via our WhatsApp contact. And we also have a WhatsApp channel. Join the channel today because it gives you all the amazing updates. We will be also having special offers only for those who is part of our WhatsApp channel. So this is big for us. I'm really happy, to be able to continuously work on ways that Flow can remain innovative in connecting our customers to us and keeping our customers connected. So again, we're live on WhatsApp. Again, send us a message today. Join our WhatsApp channel so you do not miss out on the excitement. But it's all about independence. And as we close off the season, again, look out for our text messages with special offers. Remember, our existing customers, you get to refer. So you simply need to tell your friend, well, hey, Matt, Flow has an interesting internet package, only $115. If you sign up today, you get a $200 reward. And guess what? That gives you, the person referring that customer, $100 reward.
Just like that.
Just like that. So again, we're finding ways to keep appreciating our customers, keeping them in the mix, keeping them in the excitement. So even if you're already connected and you can't subscribe to a new package or anything that's going to give you that value, we're giving you the value through getting your friends and family members to join the Flow network. So it's all about connection. We're always here with you. I am very passionate about connecting with our customers and ensuring that they're happy. So when you see me as well, hit me up, if you have any details you want to share, or if you just want to commend us, you can feel free to do so. I will be at TV Lash Creole and the other events happening for the season, but we're happy to be there with you throughout every season, every moment, keeping your rhythm flowing at Flow. Matt, thank you so much for the opportunity today.
I'll see you.
And I will remain tuned in for the excitement that you have cooking up this afternoon.
Take care. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
At Flow, loyalty pays back. That's why we're rewarding our customers with $400 in vouchers. That's like 5 months of your mobile bill back in your pocket. Simply add mobile to your current home internet plan and claim your $400 in rewards today. Loyalty pays back. That's how we keep your rhythm flowing.
Dominica, get ready. The most elegant all-white charity event of the independent season is back. White Sunset 2025. Join the Dominica Seafocal Alumni Association on Wednesday, October the 22nd at Kaimamaware Castle Comfort for an unforgettable evening of music, culture, networking, and giving back from 5 p.m. on
This afternoon, we are still exploring the confirmation process, and you'll hear some new voices. But first of all, let's repeat. Let's repeat Pastor Randy Rodney, who got a very interesting call last evening on Kingdom Connection. And he sort of summarized what this caller expressed about the reconfirmation process. Pastor Randy, outspoken and disappointed. Pastor Randy.
Disturbed.
What did you say?
Disturbed because
Oh, you're disturbed. Okay.
I am of the view
Let's listen again. Let's go.
that I'm extremely disturbed. Disturbed because I am of the view, Matt, that an electoral commission, by virtue of its legal application, the provision for commission, it is supposed to be a good umpire, or, if you like, a good referee, because elections is about free and fairness in a democracy. So the Dominican law has made provisions for a certain balance, although in my view it's not as balanced as it should be, a certain balance. And the purpose for it is that there should be some fairness. In Dominica, though, we seem to have strengthened our will and our desire to violate laws, to do things that are immoral and unjust, to satisfy a certain set of people. And it appears that some people will do everything possible to make sure that that happens, regardless of gentleman called last night. He's a very long-time friend of mine, very respectable individual. And I will tell you what he reported. He went to the center to the confirmation. In the first place, Master Lee, the guy is from Tibo. The list of confirmation centers as put out by the electoral office has no confirmation center in Tibo. Note that. On the formal list, the people of Tibo should be confirming in Gurkhas at the Gurkhas response. They have now decided that the place for confirmation in Tibo is the Dominican Labour Party constituency office in Tibo. What Tibo people affectionately call the Red Clinic. Right? So the gentleman thought that he was going to the village council in Tibo because the village council has an office in Tibo, or the credit union office, whatever it is in Tibo. He was told that he needs to go to the Red Clinic. So that's the Red Clinic. And you have a team of people there who he recognizes, and he wouldn't lie. So many people are his family. Village people are all related. Some of them have been hacks of the Dominican Labour Party. He goes there and does what he was told to do, fill in a form, write in his name, and provide his ID and all of that. The person doing the registration goes ahead to enter the information supposedly into the computer and then ask him to electronically sign. Now, the guy is a bright guy, so he decides, wait a minute, before I sign, let me know what I am signing, which is something I'm asking people to do all the time. Eh? Let me know what I'm signing. And he begins to look at it. And the first thing he saw, Matt, was that if his name was Matt Peltier, the first thing he sees is that his name is written as Matthew, not Matt. Okay? So he said, listen, this is how my name is spelled. Look, it's on the ID, that's how I spelled it to you. The person he's dealing with says, well, at least I thought that they call you Matt, but I thought your name was Matthew. So she writes what she thought his name was, not what his ID said, not what he wrote as his name. So he decided, wait a minute, that's a red flag. I need to see everything. Guess what? His surname is supposed to be Peltier. His surname is now Andrew. He just entered it. He's Andrew. So right now he's Matthew Andrew. And to make bad matters worse, he's supposed to be male. He's ticked as female. Okay? Now, the guy blew up, of course. And the person he's dealing with says, she entered the right thing. She is sure she entered the right thing. But that is what the computer is giving her when she's now looking for it for him to sign. Now, in my mind, something is wrong with that. At the very least, it means that the Electoral Commission has provided a system that has a flaw. Question must be, is it a flaw because of the incompetence of the provider, or is it a deliberate flaw? Right? The guy goes on to ask questions about that, and all he's told is that is what the computer provides. But tell me, if that is a fair system, apart from the fact that the place is in a Labour Party office, loaded with labor rights, right? Now you have the actual system that is spitting out right before your eyes information that is inaccurate. Has to be corrected. I'm of the view that if this is calculated, it might very well mean that people would sign for duplicate registrations, right? People will sign for registrations that when they go to vote, they will not be allowed to vote because their names are not on the register. That raises a lot of questions that Mr. Stowe and Mrs. Joseph must provide reasonable explanations to the people. One final thing, that the gentleman reported from his village in Thibault. He spoke to at least 30 or 40 people in Thibault who voted already, but who says they are not going to get confirmed because they have to pay their passage to go for the birth certificate, to now make an ID, and they don't even have money to put food on the table. How does anybody expect them to do that? Matt, there are lots of questions that have been raised as a consequence of this intention to again distort the election under the guise of a new electoral law. And I'm really hoping that the leaders in Dominica and Dominicans by and large take a decision to do something about this. Yeah?
Very worrying there. Very
Extremely worrying, man. Extremely worrying means that you will never have what is called free and fair elections in Dominica because it will be hijacked. It is being hijacked by the incumbent. And it's been hijacked because the incumbent has a largesse of funds that they can now provide IDs. And you were hearing that before, that in fact, the Labour Party were already confirming people. Well, it wasn't that they were confirming people. It was that they were providing them, paying for their IDs. It happened in Vickers. I have evidence on this one. Paying for their IDs, paying for them to get their passports, and doing all of that thing before the confirmation process started. If something is wrong with that, I don't know what else is wrong.
What are you there?
I'm there.
Yes. So what advice would you have at this time, pastors, for Dominicans looking at what is some of the troubling issues that's going on right now?
Matt, I think that this is all-out war on democracy in Dominica, and if I may be very blunt, this is an all-out war on the freedom of expression and democracy in what is supposed to be a democratic state, and therefore I believe that our political leadership that is on the other side of the bench must do everything, and they include, number one, taking this matter to court. I firmly believe that we mustn't be allowed to slide the Commission's decision, for example, on the 11th hour, that is the day before the confirmation side, on the 14th of October, to pass an SRO to say that people who do not have a government-issued ID cannot be confirmed utilizing their birth certificates and the justice of the peace signing a photograph as to who they are. That, I think, was a deliberate calculation to disenfranchise people living in Dominica who they know are the suffering people and who can't afford at this moment to do the things that they should do in preparation for this government-issued ID. Okay? If they're not working, they can't get a DSS card. If they're not driving, they can't get a driver's license. And they have to pay $150 to get a passport. And the irony of this is that to get a passport, you need to bring a birth certificate and a photograph for somebody who knows you. And they write at the back of the photograph, I hereby certify that this is a true a photo of a replica of the individual. That's all it takes, and a passport is issued to that person on that strength. I do that all the time, man. Now you're saying that the process of reconfirmation for somebody who has already been voting, that can't be used unless they have a passport. But that same thing can be used when you get a passport. Something is wrong with that. So I think there must be court challenges, both to the fact of that SRO, to the fact of confirmation centers being in party offices, political party offices, that confirmation centers are loaded with labor rights. There should be some challenge to that, right? Legal challenge. But at the same time, there must also be a people's challenge to it. People in every society, you don't have to come to Roseau, you know. They must mobilize 200 people in Thibault, in Vickers, in Laclane, in St. Joseph, who will stand outside somewhere and say, enough is enough. We're not taking this. that we need to begin to show that kind of response to that war on democracy that this Labour Party administration has placed on Dominicans. I hear CARICOM people saying that we are a zone of peace. I don't know that Dominica has been a zone of peace for the last 15 years, right? And so we have to get to the place where we take some action. If we don't take any action, we can call this thing RIP. We can call the franchise of elections. We can say no, it's gone down the drain. We need to stand on both fronts. On the legal front, and this is why I'm not afraid of legal front, because they have a way of delaying and delaying, and the courts doesn't get really happy if you take the legal front. I'm saying we have to do both, right? I know the Electoral Reform Coalition is in the process of writing to the Commission in terms of getting some answers and at least having a meet. That is excellent, and I think every good standing organization in Dominica, having verified those facts, need to put pressure on the Electoral Commission, on the government. So the Roman Catholic and the Christian Council, the Evangelical Association, the DAIC, the Dominican Employers Federation, you name it, all these organizations must now say, hold on.
Wow.
We are supposed to be living in a democracy, and this now is watering or taking away democracy. They need to rise to say something. Somebody needs to say something in this society, so that somebody can know that at least we have people here who have a modicum of justice and a modicum of common sense in this country.
Thank you, Pastor Rodney. Well said. All right, thank you very much. Pastor Rodney speaking this morning on the hot set. Now later, I suspect Miss Anthea Joseph, Chief Election Officer, and her team were locked in at the electoral office. No surprise. Of course, I was here to like to hear from the other side. So I reached out to Miss Anthea Joseph, who said and denied that anything was going on, and she's very pleased with the process thus far. Anthea Joseph, Miss Anthea Joseph. Yes. I'll sort of clarify some of the stories we've been hearing this morning. Talk to me.
Okay. Number one, Matt, I want the public to know that when they go to the confirmation center and their application is taken, it's an application. This is just the first step into the process. So when you go and you do an application, it is not yet approved or you're not yet confirmed. You're only applying for confirmation. You fill out a form and your witness signs. Then you produce your ID, a valid ID, which is scanned. Both the application form, which is signed by the voter, and the ID, they are scanned. There is also a copy being taken, a photocopy is being taken of both documents or whatever documents that you worked with. For example, if you are now married and you want to change your name, your marriage certificate. This is scanned, and there's also a hard copy. Now, when it gets to us at the electoral office, there are 2 layers of verification that will be taking place. The first layer of verification, your name will be checked on the list to ensure that, yes, you were on the list of May 2025. Secondly, your registration number is double-checked from the list we have at the office, the voters list, to ensure that the correct voter number is placed on your application. And that indeed to confirm that you are from this polling district. It goes on to the verification department, who will check your information against all the scanned IDs, the scanned documents, and the hard copies. So your spelling of your name will be double checked. Your date of birth, whether you're male or female, all the details will be checked on the computer against what was entered. Now, be it, there may be human error, so we're not saying that there will be no errors. So in the spelling of somebody's name, somebody may have an error on the spelling of the name. The verifier will be able to correct the spelling of names, date of birth, okay, ID numbers, depending on what is scanned.
So just one moment, Mr. Joseph. When will that verification take place?
Verification will take place as of November 15th.
Oh, November 15th. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, verification will begin. So if, let us say, your passport number is ROA 7654, and the data entry person entered RO 37645, then your scanned copy of your passport will be checked for your ID number, so all these things will be clarified. Okay? It will be changed from inside, so we can change the spelling of names, date of birth, etc. If there's an error while typing. Now, in the confirmation center, there are two screens. One for the data entry person and one for the voter. So while your information is being put into the computer, it is the voter's responsibility to follow the screen on their side and check to see that their name is spelled properly, their date of birth is correct, the ID number is correct, their registration number is correct. Do you have me so far?
Yes, I'm following you. Go ahead, sir.
So therefore, if there are any errors in spelling of names, etc., this is automatically going to be corrected when verifying the information. Because if I have your passport and your passport spells marked NATT, and the verifier entered the data entry person entered MAT, and we look on your ID, we look on your form, and we see MATT. Naturally, it will be edited.
Okay.
And that is why the 2 tiers of verification will be happening. Following your verification of your document, everything is okay, it is passed to the Chief Elections Officer or Chief Registering Officer, who will approve every confirmation or disapprove. So if I am not clear or I'm not satisfied with something, it will be disapproved. If everything is okay, then it will be approved and a receipt will be produced to the voter saying you have been confirmed. Okay? So I want the voters to feel relaxed and confident that if for per adventure that there is a typo in the spelling of your name or your date of birth or your ID number, this will be picked up from the 2 tiers of verification that will happen in the office.
I'm getting a lot of calls, Mrs. Joseph or Miss Joseph, that persons have been called and said don't come to the off or the confirmation center that they're scheduled to come because they've already been confirmed. Can you clarify that for us? Is that in fact the case? Is that happening at all?
This is not true. This is not true, Matt. This is not true. Because the only way you can be confirmed is through the confirmation office. So if you do not come to the confirmation office, you will not be on the new voters list after the confirmation process. Or for that matter, every 15th of every month, there will be a list put out of all persons who have been confirmed. And if your name is not on that list, and that is how we're going to compile the new list.
Okay.
If your name is not on that list, then you are not confirmed. So nobody can confirm outside. We are the ones who have the software. We have security measures on that system. People cannot get into that system. Nobody has access except for the staff of the electoral office here. and the enrollment officer. So this is just not true at all. Now, I understood that Pastor Randy called about a matter with a gentleman, was it Mr. Libler?
I
Who
don't
called,
I don't know I don't know if you identified the name, but somebody called. So very concerned. Yes, go ahead from TiVo.
okay, this person called. This person also called me yesterday and had the same concerns, which I did clear up with that person. I have since contacted the center to find out what happened, and the story is contrary to what the caller is giving. It is totally contrary. I myself have gone to the person's records. I came in this morning and I went direct to the records from the where it stored. We pulled it up and we looked through the information of the gentleman, and this is absolutely incorrect. The gentleman's information matches what is on his form and matches what is on his ID. It's the same information on that's the data that was received yesterday. So this is untrue, and we need to stop spreading rumors about the system.
But he's saying when he went in initially, I think that was the problem. Initially, they may have corrected. That might be the case as well.
Max, when I interviewed the young lady, and she said to me, she was clarifying the spelling of his name, whether it had a hyphen or it did not have a hyphen.
Okay.
And what he is saying is a totally different issue. He did not want his photo taken. He gave a lot of trouble at the station. The young lady told me he was sitting there for half an hour giving trouble at the station, and she had to be very patient and professional. And I want to compliment her on the way she dealt with the matter.
Let me ask you for one final question, then, because we're running out of time. Ms. Joseph, somebody's asking me to ask you whether there are Labour Party operatives going to people's home, especially the elderly, and offering them money to get them to go with them to reconfirm. Is that a fact, or just a rumor again?
Matt, how would I know that? I work at the electoral office, where we are open to every person, whether you are from the United Workers' Party, whether you're from the Labour Party, whether you're from another party. We are unbiased and neutral at the electoral office, and we are not supposed to show any preference to any political party. So honestly, I would not know anything to do with what is going on the ground. I know we run confirmation centers, and we have the officers take off, and we are monitoring. We have cameras there. We are monitoring from the office what is going on there on a daily basis, and we have a hotline. We have asked the enrollment officers to, if they have any difficulty, if they have any trouble, if they need any point of clarification as pertains to somebody's ID, call the office for clarification. So we have been getting calls. We have been answering inquiries from the confirmation centers. The officers have been calling. We had a meeting for that matter last night. Well, not we. From a standpoint from my standpoint, I had a meeting with them online to find out how things were going and if they had any challenges, and so that I could do a report to the commission as to if there were any challenges. And so far, the reports are good. The people are coming in to confirm, and all the inquiries, they have been answered. So I don't know what is taking place on the ground and the rumors. And I would prefer that if a person has a query, call the electoral office. We have a hotline, 617-9595. You have a question, you want some point of clarification, you want to know what kind of ID you need, you want to have some clarification, any matter concerning confirmation, call the electoral office. And instead of calling a radio station and reporting like you have facts, don't do that. And because what you're doing, you're clouding the minds of people that the confirmation system is not going well, and it it has a lot of issues, and this is not true. This is not true. For that matter, the enrollment officers, they had to go to their stations before the start, which was Wednesday the 15th. They had to go and turn on their computers. They had to check to see they could log in. They had to check to see if everything was okay. And if anything was wrong, we dispatched a technical person from our technical team to the offices to make sure that the computers were on, that they were able to log in, and that everything was okay. So
Well, you cannot of course confirm at this time, and I'm sure you will repeat after the commission that they've said that there's no changes in terms of the birth papers to being used for registration. That's it's out of the window right now.
So we this is documented in the law, the new requirements, and you would have to speak with the chairman to find out any information on whether they're going to change or whether they have any idea. But when we met with you on the program last week, he explained to you that this is a way of actually securing the process and making sure that we have accurate information from persons and authentic information, that at the end of the process, that people can feel comfortable and they can feel that this is a fair and balanced process that has taken place, and that people don't come and ask for, let us repeat the process because the documents were inadequate. So from the program we had with you, that's what the chairman said, and I don't know at this time whether he would be having a change or the commission. I have no information on that at this time. So what people have to produce is a Dominican ID for Dominican citizens in the form of your passport or your social security card or your driver's license that is valid and up to date.
So as far as you know, everything is going smooth so far. Yeah.
So far, so good.
All right, Dominica, yes, we're here. Somebody's not telling the truth. And I just found out, I did not know that before, but I just found out the person that the chief election officer was talking about is a pastor himself. Stephen George. You know me, I went looking for him after I left this morning, and we spoke for a few minutes. He's not very happy at all with the chief election officer. Let's listen, Dominica, for the next few minutes. Listen. Okay. And I know you experienced some what seem to be inconsistencies at the polling booth or the registration booth. So what happened to you, sir?
Matt, first of all, I listened. I shared my testimony yesterday on Brother on this program, and then in response to what I said, I think the electoral officer or the chief, whatever,
chief election officer,
Miss Joseph,
right.
She was on your broadcast this morning, and then she made some statements where I feel my character was attacked, because the only thing she did not say was that I lied, but she said enough to imply or confirm that she was saying indirectly that I lied. I cooked up a story. So I want to clear up. Okay.
So tell me.
I went to the electoral. I went to the confirmation room
Yes.
on Wednesday, the very first day.
Mhm.
When I got to Tibo, in fact, I left Roseau very early just to make sure I confirmed. I went to the village council office because that's where I thought they were doing it. When I got there, the place was closed. I asked a neighbor, someone I saw, I asked him, where are they doing that? He said he does not even know where they're doing that. I asked another person in the village. He said, maybe in the labor house. I said, where is the labor house? So they said, yes. So I went there. When I got to the labor house, what is known, well known in Tibo as the labor house or red clinic, I saw a young lady out on the porch escorting another a gentleman that had some kind of health issue. Okay,
Right.
so after he crossed the street, I went inside. I said, "Is that where you all are doing reconfirming?" She said, "Yes, come in." I said, "Hold on. Why is the door closed?" She said, "Because of AC." I said, "Why don't you have a sign saying that's where you are doing it?" Because the public does not know. She said, "They should know." I said, "How should they know? There is not a sign, your door is closed. How should they know?" She said, "They should know." I went inside because I heard Miss Joseph saying that I gave trouble. As if I'm a trouble person. Oh, Lord. Miss Joseph, come on. I'm Stephen George, and then better known as Pastor George. Let me be more specific. Okay? Better known as Pastor George. Miss Joseph, I'm not a trouble person. I entered in the building. I met two young ladies. Apart from the two officers, I met two villagers that were there going through the same thing. Okay? The two young ladies that I met reconfirming, and the two officers, they are all my friends. We give jokes. Okay. I was there. I said, just giving jokes. We were just giving jokes, right? I said, well, how come four of you labor rights? I'm going to tell you what I said. Okay. How come four of you labor rights are inside of the building and no UWP supporter? What is this now? Are you doing something man in secret? They said no, they don't want to confirm. It is open to all. As a matter of fact, one of the young ladies, she was the one that, how you call that, after I did the form and so forth, she was the one that signed as a witness. So there's no we were at war or I was giving trouble. Then I went through the process. I printed my name. They asked me to print my name. She said I stayed. They told her I stayed there for 30 minutes. I stayed there for a while because they told me I needed to give them a valid license, a valid ID. Matched to the best of my knowledge. Well, I picked up 3 Dominica IDs from my wallet. All 3 of them were outdated. Yeah. I said, but that's impossible. So I gave them my American license that is valid. They said, no, it has to be a Dominican. And then I'm just searching. I said, only if I renewed my license. Oh yes, I said, oh yes, that's what happened. I renewed my license, and at that time they didn't have their printer was off, so I could not get it. Later I got my ID, so I pulled it out. I said, look, it's 2026, not 2024. So we all laughed about that. They even said, well, you blind. I said, no, auditors did not want me to confirm. And we're joking. When it was time for me to take my picture, Miss Joseph said, I gave trouble. Miss Joseph, come on, man. When it was time to get to, I ask questions, okay, Matt? I am the kind of person I like to know. I like to know. I want to. I said, why are you taking my picture? Because you already have it on the ID. They said, it is part of the reconciliation thing. I'm not reconciliation. I'm the reconfirmation. I said, you know what? I don't trust that system, the way you all are doing things in Dominica. I do not want you all to take my picture with all of my information and use it on somebody else. So I want to be sure and make it worse. You all are using your personal phone to take my picture. I'm very concerned about that. Really? But yeah. Oh, yes, man. And we were laughing. No, they did not tell me. They did not deny that they were using their personal phone or a phone that was given to them by but that's what was used to take my picture. I questioned it. When they said you have to do it, I laughed, and we all laughed about it. They took my picture. No, I said, when it was time for me to sign, I said, before I sign, let me make sure everything is correct. Because I don't trust all you on that system. All about you, there are labor rights. I don't trust all you, But we are just joking, Yeah. No trouble whatsoever. When I looked at something glanced through my when she moved the screen, I saw Stephen, because I told you my name is Stephen George. Yes. But Stephen is spelled STE, according to what she had on the thing, STEVEN. Miss Joseph said about she asked about hyphen. There was never such conversation. Okay? But according to what is on the ID and what I printed, it is the correct spelling of my name is STEPHEN. Okay? But they had STEVEN. When I brought that to attention, she said, "Oh, I thought that's how you were spelling your name, because we all know you are Stephen. So your name is Stefan then." I said, my name is Stephen, but I give you my ID, just go by what is on the ID and what I printed and what is on the existing list. No problem. She's corrected it. I said, with that one mistake, I'm not going to trust you all. I want to see everything. When we moved out to the second line, down to the second line, I saw my last name as Andre, Stephen Andre. My name is Stephen George. There's a big difference, Matt. Okay? And Miss Joseph, when I asked the young lady about that. I asked, why is Andre? There was a young man, another labor writer, a strong labor supporter there. He said, maybe he's a guy from Thibault we call Howell, because his name is also Stephen. I said, but his name is Francois. His last name is Francois. Why is Andre there? Again, she corrected it. Then I said, let me see everything. Then we moved to the next line. I am saying sex. They have me as female. I said, what are you all doing? What do you want? Or you just wanted me to reconfirm, and then when it's time for election, I cannot vote. Why should I be there as female? They even made a joke with me, and they said, boy, everybody in Thibault will now start to see you as a woman. They will start to make break behind you. That is not. How can she say I was giving trouble? That was the nature of conversation we had. Okay, we all laughed about it, and she corrected it. Okay. So I don't. So you're surprised to hear that what is election? Oh yes, man, I'm surprised. I mean, we're talking about a professional, Matt. We're talking about she is a professional. She even wanted to call my name. Yes, I called her yesterday, and then I gave her my name. I didn't want to get into the politics. And going on radio and so forth. But I think it is so important. So I am very concerned about what is happening in Thibault. You seem very concerned. Yeah, yes, man, Matt. I have voted in the US for 4 years, five elections. Sorry. And then I know how elections are supposed to be done. I saw what is happening in what they call the reconfirmation. Matt, I am very, very disappointed. I am very, very disappointed. And what I'm more disappointed about, not even the misspelling of my name, not even the last name they gave me, not even the changing of your sex. Changing of my sex. Matt, what I am most concerned about is the majority of the young people I spoke to that are not supporting the government and usually go to the other side. They are telling me they are not going to reconfirm because A, they are not going in the labor house. Number two, they don't have money to go to Roseau to get an ID because they haven't got an ID. They haven't got driver's license. They haven't got anything. They are not going to do that. So just leave that. They're just leaving that thing. I am concerned about it, Matt. We cannot have people that voted 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and to say today you are depriving them of voting because they do not have an ID. And Matt, it is nonsense. It is nonsense. We suppose the electoral office, they should make it their duty to ensure that everyone that is eligible to vote votes. If it means they have to leave their office and send people down to Thibault or to Marigot or to wherever to make sure everything is entered and it should be done. It's clear you don't trust that system. No, I cannot trust it, Matt. It is not fair. It is even worse than what we had existing. It's worse, Matt. It is worse. It cannot be good for our democracy. It cannot be good. I am not into politics. They can say what they want. They can label me as they want. As I told Matt yesterday, I'm around yesterday. I have voted for all parties that are in Dominica. I am not a party. Nobody can, not even UWP can say I am a supporter. I am not. I understand. Okay. Well, thank you very much. I stand for you. Yeah.
All right, you heard him. Another pastor. I dealt with this guy for years. I've been dealing with this guy, for years. I never knew he was a pastor until today. Dominica, it's getting hot, huh? Also got a statement today from Mr. Delbert Paris issued earlier. Richie Farrell is taking a closer look. A statement issued today by Mr. Delbert Paris on the issue of reconfirmation. Richie Farrell.
Statement titled A Call for Immediate Revocation of SRO number 39 of 2025 to protect citizens' right to vote, authored by Delbert R. Paris, the Honorable Opposition Senator in the Parliament of the Commonwealth of Dominica, and dated October 21st, 2025, reads: I have written formally to the chairman of the Electoral Commission of Dominica, calling for the immediate revocation of statutory rule and order number 39 of 2025, which restricts the forms of identification accepted for voter registration and voter confirmation. This new regulation confines acceptable ID to a passport, driver's license, or social security card, effectively denying thousands of Dominican citizens of their constitutional right to vote. Many elderly citizens and persons of limited means who are required to confirm their registration to remain on the voters list do not possess these forms of identification under the regulation of Electors Act 2025. Before the introduction of this particular SRO, citizens could register or confirm their registration using a birth certificate, an affidavit of identity, and a passport-size photograph certified by a justice of the peace or notary public. That system was fair, inclusive, and consistent with the spirit of universal adult suffrage guaranteed by the Constitution. The right to vote is not a privilege reserved for those with passports, social security cards, or driver's licenses. It is a fundamental democratic right, and no electoral law or regulation should arbitrarily deprive citizens of it. I therefore urge the Electoral Commission to act without delay to revoke SRO number 39 of 2025 and to restore the previous accessible identification procedures. The integrity of our democracy demands nothing less. The statement, again, written by Opposition Senator, the Honorable Delbert R. Paris. He can be contacted via telephone at 767-275-5278 or email paris.delbert@gmail.com.
Something seemed definitely wrong. Who was telling the truth then? Was it Pastor Stephen George? Was it Miss Anthea Joseph? Or Pastor Randy Rodney? You know, and they're all Christians, huh? Profess to be Christians. But on the telephone with me is Commissioner Wayne James. Let's listen to not Wayne James. Man, I'm so confused this afternoon. There, Hillary Schillenfeld. How you doing, sir? How you doing? How you doing on the telephone?
Matt, good afternoon. How can you mistake me for Wayne James? We may look alike, but I'm a little more handsome than him, man. Don't you think I'm a little more handsome than
A
Wayne?
little hand. I suspect he'll take me to task on that. But yes, you're a little more handsome.
That's my brother, so we can be mistaken for each other.
I agree.
And we stand for the same thing to almost every extent, Matt.
Yes.
But Matt, I suspect you had 3 pastors. Pastor Ansia, Pastor the other guy, I don't know his name, and Pastor Randy.
Pastor Stephen George. Yes.
Matt, is that the guy who usually in front of Prevost Cinema?
Yes, he's the guy selling the clothes. Yes, he usually resides.
But I pick up his voice.
Yes.
I don't know him. I don't know his name.
I never knew he was a pastor. I never knew he was a pastor. No.
I didn't know he was a pastor myself. Matt, I want to be honest, and there's no bias in it.
Right.
No politics in it. I take wholesale everything he said.
Okay. Why?
I believe every word that the man said. He was being honest. He consistently said he was pricking them, joking with them, telling them things. I could pick up everything he said. And let me just say to Dominica, I'm not surprised. And I expect to hear more stories. Because one, they were not ready. 2, these people were not trained. And the communion was not ready at all. You understand me, man?
I understand. I follow you.
Number 3, it is exposing the incompetence of the workers that they select. Number 4, how can a commission allow cabinet to decide on who you employ to do the reconfirmation? No wonder the guy told you there were the labor rights inside there.
Mr.
But how can 5 big men?
Oh, hold on, Mr. Stowe. I asked him that question. He denied it, though.
He's a liar if he denied it. Tell him I say he's a blatant liar if he denied that. Cabinet sent a list. Cabinet sent a list of people to be employed for the confirmation. I kick hells about that, Matt. How can we allow cabinet to tell us who? It can never be just and fair. Matt, you know me well for years. Do you expect me to come on your program and lie about that?
No.
Stowe has to defend what he wants to defend. But I, Hillary Schillingford, have no horse in that race. I just want fairness for my country. Cabinet sent a list. And I say, how can cabinet tell us who to employ? That is rubbish. We have a budget. We're going backward or what? Alec, Lennox, Duncan. They continue to vote as a bloc on every single issue. You would find Lennox being a little more reasonable sometimes. Like when Lennox see things that looking like corruption, now and then he'll kick it down. You know, he'll speak about certain things that are just not right. But no matter what, when it comes to vote, he will vote with them. But he will stand up and point out certain things that doesn't look right and that shouldn't be. Trying to be reasonable. Lennox will do that. But Duncan, Alec will go with the flow. No matter where I bring you to the mouth of the shack, they will support and Lennox will vote with them. So let me just tell you, Matt. What you see is the incompetence that's taking place in Dominica. Because we are in a situation where we were asked to look at certain people. Everything we do will go off the door when cabinet send their list. But I'm telling you, expect to hear a lot more. There'll be all mass in that confirmation. But let me go further. I didn't hear all of Pastor Rodney. But I want to go a little deeper into some of what I heard. Pastor Rodney is saying the same way you get the passport was the same thing that was being asked for the confirmation. I want to tell him he should go further. what was being asked for you to get a passport was even less than what we were asking for. In the case of a passport, when you take your photograph and you go to a teacher, a nurse, a police, somebody in your village, they would sign on it and you would use it to get your passport. Is that correct, Matt?
Yes, you need a recommender. You're right. Yes.
Right. But in that case now, you're using a justice of peace, which is about 2 or 3 notch above a teacher or a police. Would you agree this is correct?
That is very correct.
Now, even after you use the justice of peace, you have to swear to an affidavit. That is more. Would you agree?
Of course.
And they go further. That is what it doesn't stop there. You have to get a witness from your village to come again to sign for you. Is not a lot more than how you get a passport?
Significantly more.
Plenty more. So we always had more. So it was even more strict. Because you have so many people having passport and being arrested for corruption with passport. You have so many people having driver's license and being arrested and suspended for those things. And we're asking for more. But you know what? The intention was to use the largest of cash, the state funds, to equip their people with ID. And when they felt they had done that satisfactorily to their expectation, then they decide, shut it down. Once you don't have a passport, or you don't have a driver's license, you catch. So the opposition that doesn't have the largest of cash cannot give their people a passport for about $400.
Let me ask you. Hold on, Hillary. I want to interject here. Mr. Duncan Stowe was on radio maybe last week, and he was basically saying that you guys putting the business of the commission on the outside, but he was, when asked question about the commission, he would remain silent. Is there something wrong when you speak to the public about things happening within the commission?
Matt, I took no oath of secrecy.
Okay.
And whether or not I took an oath, if I see my people going to be perished, my primary objective is to serve the people of Dominica, not Duncan Stowe, the commission, Roosevelt Skerrit, Lennox Linton, my good friend that nominated us. I don't have to serve him or anybody. My duty is to serve Dominica. And that's why I tell you, say one, say two, Lennox Linton is a very straight and honest person. When we were appointed, Lennox told us, I trust you and I put you on the commission. You will do what you think is best for your country. You don't have to report to me. And when I look at the Constitution, it empowered me in that way. But corrupt and crooked and dishonest people would expect you to report to them. Matt, I have never reported or been made to feel that I had to report to Lennox. So Duncan start talking about secret. If the commission is secret, they should dissolve it. He should be proud to have a commission meeting in open public at the Roseau Market. There should be nothing to hide if he doesn't have an agenda. I am not a passport seller. I have no axe to grind. I have no hidden agenda. And when I speak for Dominica. And I'll continue to speak for the few months I may have. From day one, I started speaking. Was that true, Matt?
That's very true.
And I continue to speak. And Duncan Stowe or anybody else will if I have to speak, Matt, sometimes I am trying to be as technical as possible. I don't want to put anybody at risk. But if we have to tell Dominicans the behavior of those commissioners, all mass taking place at the commission bus. You remember when Condonian and the others, Tony them, said that madness taking place at the commission?
I remember that.
Today is all mass, Matt. Matt, look at where we are. We throw Ian Anthony, one of the most professional men, a man with a conscience, one of the most honest professionals in Dominica, a man who was competent in all fields, the legal field, the technical field, and management field. Ian is qualified in every bit of it. He single-handedly handled the reform. With all the work that was done, we were just sitting there and Ian would just suggest that, and we would decide on it. We thumb him. For what? For what?
So how would you describe the competence now of the chief election officer as compared to, meaning chalk and cheese?
He may be competent in some other areas.
Okay.
That there was never the place that she should be. I guess she was put there to come back with a special to give special results. But the chief elections officer, that's not the area. She may be very competent in some areas of work, but in terms of being at the commission, she should just give that up. It's not where she should be. Unless you want to be a fly on the wall to hear it for yourself. I do not wish to go into that part of things, but I've made my position clear at the commission, at the meetings, and they know my position. I mean, we would have been much further, you know?
So you expect a lot more disappointment with this reconfirmation process?
But plenty incompetence, plenty caution in the confirmation areas. I just hope we don't get no disaster in any one of them. I hope it doesn't create problems. Because if one man, his name was wrongly spelled while they have his ID. His surname was wrongly spelled, was a wrong surname while they have his ID. His sex was badly put as a male, female.
That's common.
These are people who should be sitting in stone behind barrel. These people should be selling stone behind barrel. They should not be there deciding the democracy of our country. What they do will determine the democracy of our country in terms of the qualified people to vote. Again, how does the chief elections officer, and again, she came to defend, and the chairman, how do they feel about that? Because they can go down there and look at the stuff. I am telling you, we will see serious incompetence as time goes by. It was a way to show that we employing people while what is the name of the computer place in Kenfield? The place that released about 800 people.
In that computer, Clay Harbor. Yes.
Why Clay Harbor releasing people? They're employing their people, and that shouldn't be. So that's why you'll find a lot of incompetence
all right,
everywhere you turn.
Mr. Thank you. Well said, Mr. Hilary Shillenford, Commissioner Hilary Shillenford. As you heard him say, the commission business is the people's business, and he will not hide them. I know one conversation you want to hear again, right? One confirmation you want to hear again. What conversation you want to hear again is that of Pastor Stephen George. We'll come back to take more phone calls after Pastor Stephen George.
Okay. And I know you experienced some what seem to be inconsistencies at the polling booth or the registration booth. So what happened to you, sir?
Matt, first of all, I listened. I shared my testimony yesterday on Brother on this program, and then in response to what I said, I think the electoral officer or the chief, whatever,
chief election officer,
Miss Joseph,
right.
She was on your broadcast this morning, and then she made some statements where I feel my character was attacked, because the only thing she did not say was that I lied, but she said enough to imply or confirm that she was saying indirectly that I lied. I cooked up a story. I cooked up a story. So I want to clear up. Okay.
So tell me.
But I went to the confirmation room
Yes.
on Wednesday, the very first day.
Mhm.
When I got to Tibo, in fact, I left Roseau very early just to make sure I confirm. I went to the village council office because that's where I thought they were doing it. When I got there, the place was closed. I asked a neighbor, someone I saw, I asked him, where are they doing that? He said he does not even know where they're doing that. I asked another person in the village. He said, maybe in the labor house. I said, where is the labor house? So they said, yes. So I went there. When I got to the labor house, what is well known in Tibo as the labor house or red clinic, I saw a young lady out on the porch escorting a gentleman that had some kind of health issue. Okay,
Right.
so after he crossed the street, I went inside. I said, "Is that where you all are doing reconfirming?" She said, "Yes, come in." I said, "Hold on. Why is the door closed?" She said, "Because of AC." I said, "Why don't you have a sign saying that's where you are doing it? Because the public does not know." She said, "They should know." I said, "How should they know? There is not a sign, your door is closed. How should they know?"
Mhm.
She said, "They should know." I went inside because I heard Miss Joseph saying that I gave trouble. As if I'm a trouble person. Oh, Lord. Miss Joseph, come on. I'm Stephen George, and then better known as Pastor George. Let me be more specific. Okay? Better known as Pastor George. Miss Joseph, I'm not a trouble person. I entered in the building.
Uh-huh.
I met two young ladies. Apart from the two officers, I met two villagers that were there going through the same thing. Okay? The two young ladies that I met reconfirming, and the two officers, they are all my friends. We give jokes.
Okay.
I was there. I said, just giving jokes. We were just giving jokes, right? I said, well, how come four of you labor rights? I'm going to tell you what I said. Okay? How come four of you labor rights are inside of the building and no UWP supporter? What is this now? Are you doing something in secret?
Uh-huh.
They said no, they don't want to confirm. It is open to all. As a matter of fact, one of the young ladies, she was the one that, how you call that, after I did the form and so forth, she was the one that signed as a witness. So there's no we were at war or I was giving trouble.
Mhm.
Then I went through the process.
Mhm.
I printed my name. They asked me to print my name.
Mhm.
She said I stayed. They told her I stayed there for 30 minutes. I stayed there for a while because they told me I needed to give them a valid license, a valid ID. Matched to the best of my knowledge. Well, I picked up 3 Dominica IDs from my wallet.
Mhm.
All 3 of them were
Outdated.
Yeah. I said, but that's impossible. So I gave them my American license that is valid. They said, no, it has to be a Dominican. And then I'm there searching. I said, only if I renewed my license. Oh yes, I said, oh yes, that's what happened. I renewed my license, and at that time they didn't have their printer was off, so I could not get it. Later I got my ID, so I pulled it out. I said, look, it's 2026, not 2024. So we all laughed about that. They even said, well, you blind. I said, no, auditors did not want me to confirm. And joke with joking. When it was time for me to take my picture, Miss Joseph said, I gave trouble. Miss Joseph, come on, man. When it was time to get to, I ask questions, okay, Matt? I am the kind of person I like to know. I like to know. I want to. I said, why are you taking my picture? Because you already have it on the ID. They said, it is part of the reconciliation thing. I'm not reconciliation. I'm reconfirmation. I said, you know what? I don't trust that system, the way you all are doing things in Dominica. I do not want you all to take my picture with all of my information and use it on somebody else. So I want to be sure and make it worse. You all are using your personal phone to take my picture. I'm very concerned about that.
Really?
But yeah. Oh yes, man. And we were laughing. No, they did not tell me. They did not deny that they were using their personal phone or a phone that was given to them by the but that's what was used to take my picture. I questioned it. When they said you have to do it, I laughed and we all laughed about it. They took my picture. No. I said, when it was time for me to sign, I said, before I sign, let me make sure everything is correct. Because I don't trust all you on that system. All about you, there are labor rights. I don't trust all you, But we just joking,
Yeah.
No trouble whatsoever. When I looked at something glanced through my when she moved the screen, I saw Stephen, because I told you my name is Stephen George.
Yes.
But Stephen is spelled STE, according to what she had on the thing, STEVEN. Miss Joseph said about how she asked about hyphen. There was never such conversation. Okay? But according to what is on the ID and what I printed, it is the correct spelling of my name is STEPHEN. Okay? But they had STEVEN. When I brought that to attention, she said, "Oh, I thought that's how you were spelling your name, because we all know you are Stephen. So your name is Stefan then." I said, my name is Stephen, but I give you my ID, just go by what is on the ID and what I printed and what is on the existing list. No problem. She's corrected it. I said, with that one mistake, I'm not going to trust you all. I want to see everything. When we moved out to the second line, down to the second line, I saw my last name as Andre, Stephen Andre. My name is Stephen George. There's a big difference, Matt. Okay? And Miss Joseph, when I asked the young lady about that. I asked, why is Andre? There was a young man, another labor writer, a strong labor supporter there. He said, maybe he's a guy from Thibault we call Howell, because his name is also Stephen. I said, but his name is Francois. His last name is Francois. Why is Andre there? Again, she corrected it. Then I said, let me see everything. Then we moved to the next line. I am saying sex. They have me as female. I said, what are you all doing? What do you want? Or you just wanted me to reconfirm, and then when it's time for election, I cannot vote. Why should I be there as female? They even made a joke with me and they said, boy, everybody in Thibault will now start to see you as a woman. They will start to make break behind you. That is not. How can she say I was giving trouble? That was the nature of conversation we had. Okay, we all laughed about it and she corrected it. Okay. So I don't.
So you're surprised to hear that what is election?
Oh yes, man, I'm surprised. I mean, we're talking about a professional, Matt. We're talking about she is a professional. She even wanted to call my name. Yes, I called her yesterday, and then I gave her my name. I didn't want to get into the politics. And going on radio and so forth. But I think it is so important. So I am very concerned about what is happening in Thibault.
You seem very concerned.
Yeah, yes, man, Matt. I have voted in the US for 4 years, five elections, sorry. And then I know how elections are supposed to be done. I saw what is happening in what they call the reconfirmation. Matt, I am very, very disappointed. I am very, very disappointed. And what I'm more disappointed about, not even the misspelling of my name, not even the last name they gave me, not even the
changing of your sex.
Changing of my sex. Matt, what I am most concerned about is the majority of the young people I spoke to that are not supporting the government and usually vote to the other side. They are telling me they are not going to reconfirm because A, they are not going in the labor house. Number 2, they don't have money to go to Roseau to get an ID because they haven't got an ID. They haven't got driver's license. They haven't got anything. They are not going to do that. So just leave that. They're just leaving that thing. I am concerned about it, Matt. We cannot have people that voted 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and to say today you are depriving them of voting because they do not have an ID. And Matt, it is nonsense. It is nonsense. We suppose the electoral office, they should make it their duty to ensure that everyone that is eligible to vote votes. If it means they have to leave their office and send people down to Thibault or to Marigot or to wherever to make sure everything is entered and it should be done.
It's clear you don't trust that system.
No, I cannot trust it, Matt. It is not fair. It is even worse than what we had existing. It's worse, Matt. It is worse. It cannot be good for our democracy. It cannot be good. I am not into politics. They can say what they want. They can label me as they want. As I told Matt yesterday, Randy yesterday, I have voted for all parties that are in Dominica. You know, I am not a party. Nobody can, not even you will be can say I am a supporter. I am not.
I understand.
Okay?
Well, thank you very
I
much.
stand for it.
You hear the news from the electoral office, right? That we have to get confirmed. Get confirmed? Boys, so long I do that. Years after I make first communion. Was not that I talking about. Is getting your name on the new voters list in accordance with the Registration of Electors Act 2025. Go to the confirmation center in your constituency. Bring along a witness who must be a registered voter in the polling district. Walk with a valid government issued ID. And what about my granduncle now who cannot leave the house? Don't worry, man. An enrollment officer will check him to conduct the process. Confirmation runs from October 2025. Confirmation hotline 617-9595. Follow Dominica Electoral Office on social media platforms.
It's in the feeling and we talk. It's in the minute and hours. It is the thing that sets us apart. Who we are. Cause get rid of all these body pains. Together going strong. No matter what we keep things going. Before we will go home. It's up in the sky. Celebrate, come let your rhythm flow.
Dominica, get ready. The most elegant all-white charity event of the independent season is back. White Sunset in 2025. Join the Dominica Seafocal Alumni Association on Wednesday, October the 22nd at Kaimamaware Castle Conference for an unforgettable evening of music, culture, networking, and giving back from 5 p.m. until 2 a.m. It's the LinkedIn event of the year with all proceeds supporting the community. Dress in all white with a touch of Creole flair. Tickets available locally at Deepex, Bullseye, and OptiShop. See you there.
Where in Roseau, Kimashadis, you can just walk in and order all your chicken parts, wholesale, and even enjoy retail. It's at AC Shillingford, all chicken parts available that you can afford. Fresh breast, and you know breast is best. Shillingford wings have muscle. After you eat it, you can fly. As for Shillingford chicken drumsticks, even swinging stars just order drumsticks from Shillingford. And for those of you who love Risapul, AC Shillingford keeps your belly full. Buy your chicken wholesale at AC Shillingford. From wings to thighs to drums to breasts to backs to necks, it's available. It's always available and it's affordable. Plus, you've got pork feet, ham and turkey, bull foot, chicken nuggets, pepperoni, all those right seasonings to make your kitchen keep on ticking. Buy your wholesale chicken at AC Shillingford. When you think of chicken, think of AC Shillingford. Always ready.
Oh, my telephones are blazing here. Inundated with phone calls. One question I need to ask the commissioners. I will try to get Mr. Wayne in a minute. Let's take a phone call, and don't forget, we heard from Delbert Paris, making a special appeal to the commission. On the telephone, hello, talk to me, yes?
Yes, man.
Yes.
But I would believe Mr. Stephen Judge 100 times over because the lady that they're doing the work, they put her there to do. Because the way that they...
You mean the chief election officer? Mm-hmm.
The same way they install the president is the same way they install her. Because all these people are party hacks. And all they're interested in is their Labour Party. That's all about it, man. So I will believe him. Anything he said, man, I will believe him over that woman there. That woman nearly rara us by what you call it, by the ministry there when we were walking. Oh, and I'm not all your house to clean, go and all your work at all your home. She was in the ministry. So a party had that there. So they put her there to do their dirty work for them. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you. Hi, Matt, is very sad. I remember the Labour is fighting tooth and nail to make sure the persons living overseas retain their right to vote. And see what they're supporting right now. Disenfranchising the locals who live in Dominica. What a wow, huh? On the telephone, hello, talk to me, yes.
Yes, man. I would like to know what she hearing.
What?
Years ago, they
say they were going to make ID.
Mm-hmm.
They took my fingerprint and my picture. I would like to know what they have it doing. I need it, please.
You need.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Yes, good afternoon to you. Yes? Uh-huh.
Good afternoon, Matt. Good afternoon to all conscientious Dominicans. Matt, what a shame. Where are the professionals that's getting involved in that crime? Matt, it's nothing. I just don't know what to say. Because that is so absurd what is happening in the reconfirmation. And those Dominicans from overseas that eating their cheese and their butter. I want all you to show all your passport, all your residency where you live in. Wicked people.
All right, caller. Thank you. On the telephone. Hello, talk to me. Yes, it's 2:45. Are you there?
Yeah, good afternoon, Matt.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Matt, there's something that bothers me. I come in with my witness.
Mm-hmm.
My witness lies about my residence, my address, right? How does the commission verify that I am actually living at that address, which I believe is very critical? You know, how do they verify? Are they gonna? What do they do? What are they using? They're using my driver's license. How many Dominicans have their correct address on their driver's license, Matt? You know, I find there should be a separate way to identify or verify that person's address. That's critical, Matt, because it's easy to decide, I don't want to vote in Roseau North, I want to vote in Roseau South, and I'm going to put a Roseau South address. Do they just accept my word for it, Matt? Or are they going to verify that I actually live there? And I believe it's important also for voters outside of the country, because what address are they going to give you? Because that address is going to determine which constituency they vote in. Verifying the voter's address is very important. And I see no talk about verification of address, Matt. I'm worried about it. Thank you.
All right, too. Thank you. The entire exercise should be aborted as soon as possible. It's a mess and fraudulent. How can the commissioner force persons to get a passport to reconfirm? Some persons will never travel. This is so ridiculous. A birth certificate, marriage certificate is more than enough. It is because more than 30,000 non-Dominicans have our passports. What is this about? Good afternoon to you again. Mr. Hillary Schillenfeld is correct. But not this government people are really thieves to us. I was a registering officer and many others like me. Why didn't call off the registration officer before to work together with those to register people? They don't call me. They have really only one of their supporters doing the dirty work for them. I worked for 5 years as a registering people. Go all in holes to find dead people, names to remove on the list, and never came out that list. They're all liars. It's 12:48 in the afternoon. This Tuesday, October 21. Talk to me, yeah? Yes?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
I believe the pastor 100 times more than the lady, Miss Josie, to wake up. And they all have to realize that is one fish they didn't catch. Because you see, this pastor, all the questions he asked there, I would have done the same thing. All what he asked, all what he said, I would have said the same thing. She just could not say that the pastor was making a joke with them to say, no, the pastor was making wicked set of people. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, let's listen to a statement there, of course, read by Richie Farrell from the news desk as it relates to the reconfirmation process. He's asking the commission to reconsider. This one there, I think we missed that one. Mr. Delbert Paris.
A statement titled "A Call for Immediate Revocation of SRO number 39 of 2025 to Protect Citizens' Right to Vote," authored by Delbert R. Paris, the Honorable Opposition Senator in the Parliament of the Commonwealth of Dominica, and dated statement titled "A Call for Immediate Revocation of SRO number 39 of 2025 to Protect Citizens' Right to Vote," authored by Delbert R. Paris, the Honorable Opposition Senator in the Parliament of the Commonwealth of Dominica, and dated October 21st, 2025, reads: I have written formally to the chairman of the Electoral Commission of Dominica, calling for the immediate revocation of statutory rule and order number 39 of 2025, which restricts the forms of identification accepted for voter registration and voter confirmation. This new regulation confines acceptable ID to a passport, driver's license, or social security card, effectively denying thousands of Dominican citizens of their constitutional right to vote. Many elderly citizens and persons of limited means who are required to confirm their registration to remain on the voters list do not possess these forms of identification. Under the regulation of Electors Act 2025, before the introduction of this particular SRO, citizens could register or confirm their registration using a birth certificate, an affidavit of identity, and a passport-size photograph certified by a justice of the peace or notary public. That system was fair, inclusive, and consistent with the spirit of universal adult suffrage guaranteed by the Constitution. The right to vote is not a privilege reserved for those with passports, social security cards, or driver's licenses. It is a fundamental democratic right, and no electoral law or regulation should arbitrarily deprive citizens of it. I therefore urge the Electoral Commission to act without delay to revoke SRO number 39 of 2025 and to restore the previous accessible identification procedures. The integrity of our democracy demands nothing less. The statement, again, written by Opposition Senator, the Honorable Delbert R. Paris. He can be contacted via telephone at 767-275-5278 or email paris.delbert@gmail.com.
Oh boy, the afternoon is running by so quickly, yeah? We still have the Commissioner Wayne James to call, and just need to reconfirm something there. Hello, talk to me on the telephone, yes?
Yes, good afternoon, Matt. Quickly to you. How are you, sir?
And Mr. So, how you doing? Glenroy Coffee, Roseau.
Yes, Matt.
How you
Very
doing?
good, Matt. But, Matt, I've heard Mr. Hillary, and it's no surprise. Mr. Hillary admire Mr. Hillary. No one can say they do not love. They do not love. He or she doesn't love Mr. Hillary Chillingford. He's a brave man. He's a man who doesn't twist words. He don't mix water. He doesn't put water in his wine, and he speaks straight up, truth to power. And I just love this man. And there's no question about breaking ethics. He has not broken any rule here with respect to the Commissions Act, the Electoral Commissions Act. He has not broken any rule here. He has not broken the code of ethics here. Because the role of the commissioner or the commissioners, it is to educate people, to inform, to supervise, and to ensure things go right. And importantly, I heard the gentleman who spoke of his experience, man, and that tells you the kind of carnival that is going on at the registration centers. But something too that is being overlooked and is not spoken about widely. I know the reconfirmation is key because you have majority of persons registered and you have to just reconfirm. But Matt, it's first time in the history of our electoral process, Matt, that you have, or notwithstanding that the Registration of Electors Act stipulates, Matt, that there shall be continuous registration of persons qualified under the Act 2025. If you look at section 3, part 3, 17, there shall be continuous registration of persons qualified. But Matt, what has happened? Yeah, it is about 3-4 months now. We have not had persons registered, persons who have attained the age of 18, and those who have interest in voting for the first time. Matt, there's a halt, there's a stop now of registration, and the electoral office cannot tell us why. All we are know about a form. So it takes you, after that act was passed on the 25th of March, it's taking you 7 months to get a form in order, and then you're saying you have a system, a new system, that you have a what do you call it, software system that you have to put in. And so what is the problem of registering people? And when you have your system in place, then you can just put it and match up with the system. Why there should be a delay of registration? Why is the Electoral Commission breaking the law with respect to stopping of registration? New registration, the law states it clearly that there must be continuous registration. And as we speak, that is not ongoing. So something is wrong. So that is just to tell you the gross incompetence that is really taking place at the electoral office, and really. I mean, first time I see our democracy is on the threat like that. When you start interfering with the electoral process, Matt, this is a problem. And Matt, I can tell you, it is really heart-wrenching. A number of persons have called me. I'm still encouraging persons to actually re-register, to get to register, to reconfirm, because that's the only way we're going to take out this dragon on our back. This kind of government that is really wrecking the lives of young people and our people. All these guys are concerned about is to perpetuate themselves in office and care nothing else in Dominica. Matt, one day. But I would like you to address and ask the commissioners again, whichever one that comes, why is it there is a stop in new registration, whereas the law stipulates that there should be continuation or continuous registration of persons qualified under the Registration of Electors Act 2025, Matt. Thank you very much.
You're making a very important point, actually. I intended to talk to Mr. Wayne James. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back, Dominica. Yes, sir. We'll come back.
Need one trusted place to stock up for your home, shop, or business? Fine Foods Inc. Distribution has got you covered. From dry goods and frozen foods to your favorite drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, plus all the household must-have. We've got it all under one roof. We're right here in Jimmy Dominica, and yet we deliver. Whether you're running a supermarket, a corner shop, a bar, or just like your pantry full and happy, Fine Foods Inc. brings you the best brands you know and love. Great prices, top-tier service, trusted products. At 255-6810 or 316-0164, or drop by our Jimmy location to check out what's in store. Fine Foods Inc.
Fine Foods Inc. The biggest distributor. The biggest brand.
He put a Bryson Company. Here the Bryson Company. The only company I know with Bryce was cooking butter and back and neck. Now with the last body short, I said Bryce. In the old plus level where you have a roofing material and seamless gutter ring. Yes, 24 gauge governors, all colors. Ever pas ni pour gaspiller l'argent. They program the computer to give you the exact size you want. And the seamless guttering aluminum that can better withstand the elements you have in an easy way, so no leaking after a while. And so much more. Bryce and Company, the at by 8 bank close to the old mill at Enfield. Telephone is 617-2468.
Where in Roseau, Key Machadis, you can just walk in and order all your chicken parts, wholesale, and even enjoy retail. It's at AC Shillingford, all chicken parts available that you can afford. Fresh breast, and you know breast is best. Shillingford wings have muscle. After you eat it, you can fly. As for Shillingford chicken drumsticks, even swinging stars just order drumsticks from Shillingford. And for those of you who love pull AC Shillingford keeps your belly full. Buy your chicken wholesale at AC Shillingford, from wings to thighs to drums to breasts to backs to necks. It's available. It's always available, and it's affordable. Plus, you've got pork feet, ham and turkey, bull foot, chicken nuggets, pepperoni, all those right seasonings to make your kitchen keep on ticking. Buy your wholesale chicken at AC Shillingford. When you think of chicken, think of AC Shillingford. Always ready.
Dominica, get ready. The most elegant all-white charity event of the Independence season is back. White Sunset in 2025. Join the Dominica Seafocal Alumni Association on Wednesday, October the 22nd at Kaimamaware Castle Conference for an unforgettable evening of music, culture, networking, and giving back from 5 p.m. until 2 a.m. It's the LinkedIn event of the year, with all proceeds supporting the community. Dress in all white with a touch of Creole flair. Tickets available locally at Deepex, Bullseye, and OptiShop. See you there.
Ride the storms. Ride the storms. Q95. Have you ever experienced the whistling, howling, driving winds of a hurricane? The roaring drumbeat of thunderstorms, the continuous crackling bursts and flashes of lightning, again and again. The nerve-wracking sounds of heavy rains and rattling rooftops. Hurricanes are categorized at 5 levels of strength, and just one of the natural disasters which takes the lives of thousands of people every year. Q95 is taking the lead as your hurricane radio center. Stay tuned, be informed, and learn from those who can help us survive as they look into the eye of the storm. Q95, your hurricane radio center, and you. Together, we'll ride the storms.
Know your favorite store? Dial it now. 612-1253. That's Mega. You can rely on Mega for some real deals on name brand clothing and electronics. High quality, low price. We are a wholesale and retail store located in Calabishi, right on the main road. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram as Mega Deals Dominica. Like our page. Check out our stuff. Call us. Visit us. Would appreciate that. Come try it on. Love it. Buy it at Mega Deals. Your one and only online and brick and mortar store. Mega Deals is also on wheels. We make it convenient for your shopping. We deliver straight to your door. Email us at info@megadealsda.com. Rely on Mega Deals for some real deals.
I was trying to get to Commissioner Wayne James. He's not available at this time, but we'll continue asking questions as we go. Some quick critical questions need to be asked. Let's take a few calls before we wrap up here in the afternoon. Hello, talk to me. Yes. Good afternoon.
Matt,
Yeah.
I want to make a passionate plea again. Please bring back Ian Anthony Dale to assist. Ian, I said already, he has a legal background. He was there already. Matt, we have a new system reconfirmation. You cannot just take a new person who never worked in the system. There, you can put her there if you want. But let Ian stay there with her for a few years or leave Ian there 1 or 2 years. Then if you all want to change him and put some, but man, that cannot work. Please, I'm making a plea. Please bring back Ian Anthony there, who knows his onions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. On the telephone, we're going till about 3:15 this afternoon. Hello, yes, talk to me.
Yeah, Matt, that's it, Wayne James.
Hey, Wayne James, how you doing? I was trying to get you, but I suspect you have been, you're a very busy guy. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Busy time.
I know it's independence, but just a quick question too. When somebody was asking, why did the registration process close up? Why did you decide to close the commission itself? Decided to close the registration process?
Well, Matt,
for new voters, yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, the way the commission operates, as everybody knows by now, it is about majority in terms of voting. All right, and the commission, for reasons that made no sense to me, because of the confirmation and the reform process that is taking place, the majority of the commission, so that does not include Hillary Schlinger and myself, decided that they should put a stop to the new registration because of the various forms. Because remember, what we're doing is we're computerizing the system. And what you have to input into the system is all the forms, the necessary legislations and so on, that would coincide with everything that goes on. So that, as I indicated to you a few days ago, in relation to the system, there's a front end and a back end. So the majority decided that they should give instructions to the Chief Elections Officer to stop new registration. But Dominica, I wrote to the Electoral Commission and I asked them to give me the legislative authority that gives the Commission that authority to stop new registration. I have not heard from the Commission even then. But it is very clear that it is an illegal process. The Commission has no authority whatsoever to stop registration of persons who have turned the age of 18, have met all the requirements to get registered. The Commission has no such authority, because what the law says is that it's about continuous registration. That is what the law says. It has not been changed. So that is why I wanted to get on in black and white what law that gives us that authority, and they have not provided that, and I know they cannot provide it because there's no such law. But what I can say to persons in relation to all what is going on, the total confusion, and I refer to it as total confusion that is going on with the confirmation. What I want to say to Dominicans, in particular, the ghetto youths, the poor people of Dominica, all right? Those that do not have a passport, they don't have social security, they don't have driver's license. What I can say to you all, there is hope, because the law now requires the confirmation or the application of the confirmation, because people going to the centers now, they're not being confirmed in a month. What they're doing, they're applying for confirmation. Okay? Now, at the end of the exercise, which is a 12-month period, and then the law gives us a leeway of 3 months. Once that is ended, and your name is not on the list that would have been produced, you then have the privilege now to go and get yourself re-registered. And you know what is ironic about that, man?
I know where you're heading, because the same documents you must need to get your name on the list is not required for reconfirmation. That is very...
I don't understand, because you cannot get registered if you don't produce a birth certificate. But the majority of guys on the commission is saying to Dominicans that to confirm, to apply for confirmation, you cannot use that same birth certificate. I mean, where in the world have we heard of those things? So, as I said, I want Dominicans to understand, We'll be on a program later, and I hope we can clarify things further. But what is going on now is total confusion, and all it shows. I've listened to the pastor that you have on. I listened to Pastor Randy Rodney. I listened to the chief election officer, and I must say, I'm going to say that publicly. I feel sorry for her. I really feel sorry for her. But you know what? Whatever decisions we take as adults in our life, we must be prepared for the repercussions. So whereas I feel sorry for her, she is the one that decided that she wanted to take that responsibility, the chief elections officer. And as such, she must face the music. Because you know what? That position goes with a lot. So I just want to say to Dominicans that hold strong. It is relatively unfortunate that we have to be going through this thing. But what it shows is that, as I indicated on the program of yours before, man, we are not ready for this confirmation.
You did say that. And it's proven
We
itself.
are not ready. And Matt, you can now confirm what I said, that we were not ready. That is why we are going through all of that we're going through, man. Thanks very much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Wayne James. Thank you very much. We have a few more minutes and we'll wrap it up here with Q95, the talk on the block, Dominica. Just a few more minutes. Clearly, something is wrong, huh? Something may be wrong. My cell phone, I know you've been trying to reach me on my cell phone. Too much activity is shut down for a while there. Hello, talk to me, yes? Uh-huh.
Yeah, I would like to ask the election officer, her name is there.
Answer Joseph.
The list for the 30th of September haven't come out yet. We want to know why and when will it be out, because we want to know our name on that voters list. Because I'm hearing now for them to send voters list to, if the parties want certain amount of voters list, they have to pay X amount for it. Since when that happening, we want to know if that is true. We would like that to be confirmed. Is yes or no, please. Bye-bye.
On the telephone, hello, talk to me. We have 4 more minutes here. Yes.
Hey, good afternoon, Matt.
Good afternoon to you, my brother.
Matt, I listened to the chief election officer this morning, earlier on. Matt, and I verily believe that she is the lie. Matt, tell me, how does a hyphen come in a person's name? Stephen. It is not a jointed name, Stephen. So where does any conversation having to do with a hyphen come in that? Yeah? So I don't believe that it was reported to the young lady, to the chief election officer. I believe she tried to defend the whole thing, and thankfully the pastor called and said he spoke with her, right? So I don't believe anything was reported to her as she's reporting it. I just think this is a habitual liar.
So what do you think of the process that we're now hearing about this? It's very troubling, huh?
Matt, it is more than troubling, Matt. Okay? And we could have saved ourselves all of that by simply going to a total re-registration. Just decide that the old list is null and void, and we begin re-registration afresh. Now, Matt, you're telling me to go reconfirm, and that's what I have a problem with. I was registered somewhere. I don't live there for 20 years or whatever the case might be. Why should I go back there to reconfirm? Why can't I go and register in where I live or reconfirm where I now live? The system should be as such that you can go on it. It's electronic, it's computerized. You can go and you look and you see that I was registered in Monjon or in Grand Fond or wherever, and I am now in Roseau. So you just see, okay, that person is now looking to transfer to that area. Why should I have to go to Monjon? Why should I have to be going back every time an election to vote up there? I don't live up there. All of that can be minimized by simply saying, look, let us go to a re-registration. Wherever you live, you come with the registration requirements, and we re-register everybody again. Right? No, the next issue I have, and that has not been clarified, Matt. Whose telephone are they using to take the picture? Is it issued by the commission? Is that what they're using? Because I know in other places, they have the systems mounted. You sit down,
yes,
and the system is there, and they just take your picture. You don't have to use a cell phone. That can be corrupted, and somebody's picture go with somebody. So how are they going to rectify that? So tomorrow, when people go and get their voters ID, you will find that my name is there, my picture is in it. Matt's name is there, and Thompson picture is on it.
Well, the pastor said this morning they used their cell phone as what? Your cell phone? No.
Cell phone, man?
Your cell phone.
Matt, we're not ready. I just listened. This commissioner said a while ago we're not ready, and we are way beyond ready. We're not ready at all, Matt. We're far from that.
Ola, thank you very much. Our final call is 313. Yes, talk to me. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Matt, I want to remind the public that it is Roosevelt Skerrit that came up with that terminology of reconfirmation. You know, I remember exactly when he introduced that terminology. That terminology was not there before. It was re-registration, and somehow Roosevelt Skerrit, with his scheming ways, introduced that new name. Matt, there are other things that bother me about this whole process, you know, and I just believe that too many things are adding up, Matt. There are too many things that are adding up to make it very, very, very suspicious that Roosevelt Skerrit is trying to pull the wool over the eyes of the public. And I believe we should take him to court for court, take him to court, make sure that this is done right, because it's very important for democracy. Enough said.
All right, I think I have 30 seconds. I'm going to allow one 30-second call. I'll wrap it up. We'll wrap it up. I'm going to leave you with this one. Okay? All the Callaloo Christians out there, good afternoon to you. I'll be back on the radio if God is willing tomorrow, same time. If you have some time, go to Village T Village Creole at the Botanic Gardens. Go support the local craft artists. Get some Callaloo soup. Get something Creole. I might see you there. Good afternoon.
Monday the in between. Tuesday the rum shop drinking. Wednesday the coffee. Thursday the cornbread hunting. Friday a chicken pen. Saturday is some walk out party. Sunday is church again. So where you going? Christians, they have to laugh I'm in the mix of life loud. No other words can tell. And the road call is 1/4 in heaven and 1/4 in hell. If you see them on a dark night, when they're doing everything that's wrong. If you see them on a daylight, Lord, singing you a whole song, reaching you from A to Z. Moses on the promised land,